Where do the stars of Sega Sonic 3 go when the game's over?
Sonic? Are you guys in there?
Hey, here's a hint. They're at McDonald's in the $1.99 Sonic 3 Hamburger Happy Meal.
Is this a dream? It's more like a nightmare.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic, white Sonic, white Sonic, white Sonic, white Sonic, white Sonic!
I think we're at the
Real
point
talk.
where we need to admit that this was never really a great franchise.
Nope.
And that we keep trying and trying and trying to find this thing that was never really actually there.
Sonic was never good.
Yeah, it was
a 25-year lie.
Idiot!
I'm supposed to be the fastest, but I was too slow to save my buddy.
None of this is good, Vector. That's why it's called war.
I would even argue that it's running. No, it's running better. That's hilarious.
One of the greatest scientific minds.
Honest reactions. Sonic in the Lost World.
I give it less than 0.
I was gonna say it's generous if I give it a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, I love Sonic. I grew up playing the video games, and what is interesting about this Sonic the Hedgehog movie is that it is the best of all three.
This bulked-up remaster soars far and above previous enhanced versions we've gotten in the Sonic franchise, and hopefully will be the gold standard Sega holds itself to.
Sonic was never good. Sonic was never good. Sonic was never good.
I can't believe I'm about to do this. I am not the world's biggest Sonic fan. You just rip? I'm not that big, am I? God. Actually, 2 years ago, I would say I loathe the little fella. But something's changed over the last 2 years. And I genuinely can't believe I'm about to say this. 3D Sonic was almost perfect. Two years ago, I set out on a journey that would become a lot more than I ever could have imagined it would be. I don't like Sonic the Hedgehog, or I didn't. Sonic became the uncool character, which is actually really funny to think about in hindsight. The radical character of the 90s became the butt of jokes in the video game community, and I kind of just rode that wave. I didn't want to be uncool. Sonic was the character that really couldn't catch a break. Sonic 06 was so bad that it basically killed any goodwill the character had in the 2000s. A game so bad it destroyed the reputation of the second biggest mascot in video games. There is a bad rap when talking about Sonic, and to a lot of mainstream people, he kind of just faded away over the years. Fast forward to 2019. The first teaser for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie was released. A movie that had been in development for years, went through many different iterations from the 90s to now, and holy, this movie looked terrible. Gangsta's Paradise, a weird transported to our world plot, and what the fuck am I looking at?
Why? 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 Why, oh god, fucking why?
It's a design so bad that it was changed. Big studio listened and changed it, delaying the movie to make Sonic look like Sonic. To be a supportive friend, I went and saw Sonic in March of 2020, and I was pleasantly surprised. Then I had the dread that might be the last movie I was ever going to see in movie theaters, and I became scared for my life. But there was something that changed in my brain during that. I didn't hate Sonic. I actually thought the movie was mostly fine, a good time even. And most importantly, it could start a revitalization of the IP. Listen, I didn't like Sonic, but I do have a soft spot for not only the Super Smash Bros. Brawl roster, but also platformers. I love platformers. I think they're like the best genre in gaming, and I always want to play more. After watching the first Sonic movie, I played Sonic Mania, and I think that game is just phenomenal. There is so much to love about it, from the art to the music to the level design. I mean, it is a celebration of the character. I started having thoughts. What if Sonic is actually good? What if Sonic has always been good? So I did what any other normal person would do. I set out on a journey to play every single 3D Sonic game, bringing along some experts of the genre with me. my good friends Jacob and Nathan. It is a journey that has truly tested our friendship and made me think that maybe their taste in games is fucking awful. Growing up, I was infatuated with a certain popular video game mascot. This one. I really like his mustache. Mario has such a storied history and is certainly an icon to not just the niche of video games, but popular culture himself. However, it wasn't just Mario who was dominating the world of console games in the 90s. There was this blue hedgehog thing. Sonic the Hedgehog was Sega's golden goose, if you will. The icon that would help lead the charge for the consoles that Sega produced. And during the era of the 2D platformers, it was pretty neck and neck. 2D Sonic platformers are true classics and deserve all the recognition. Sure, Nintendo was also making banger after banger in that department for Mario, but it was truly a neck and neck race. Whatever Mario did, Sonic did, and vice versa. Saturday morning cartoon, check. Weird tie-in merchandise, check.
The Hedgehog pasta new from Franco-American.
An awful movie? No, that's sadly just Mario. Both were icons at the top of the mountain. As video games began testing the limits of what a game could look like, games began to change and the simple 2D platformer would fade out and make room for 3D games. A whole new perspective on what not only video games will look like, but how some of the most influential gaming icons could transition to 3D. With the release of the Nintendo 64 came Super Mario 64, and everything changed. A near perfect first iteration of what the 3D platformer is, and a model that would be followed still to this day. Sega beat Nintendo to the punch and released the Sega Saturn before the Nintendo 64, and on this console, there was a ton of arcade ports, Castlevania, some Sonic schlock, sorry Sonic R fans, and the crown jewel of the console, the first fully 3D Sonic game, Redacted. Oh. Let's try this again. The crown jewel of the console, the first fully 3D Sonic game that would change everything, Redacted. What is this? A game that transitioned from classic 2D side-scrolling Sonic to become the first 3D Sonic game. Due to increasing pressure and the increasing problems the game's engine was built on, the game and its movie tie-in were both ultimately cancelled. In its place, a re-release of everyone's favorite Sonic, 3D Blast, was ported over to the Saturn. And without a Sonic title, the Saturn was ultimately a commercial failure. As simple as it was for Mario to transition into 3D, Sonic did not have that same luxury. With his 3D debut cancelled and Mario becoming an even bigger success with Super Mario 64, the outcome of the race between the two was becoming more and more apparent, but not so fast. Sonic was finally able to make his 3D debut with Sonic Adventure for the new hit console, the Sega Dreamcast. There's just one tiny problem. The Dreamcast was anything but a success. At a time where the new players in the console race appeared, Sega sort of spun out. The Dreamcast, released in Holiday 98 in Japan and Holiday 99 in the States, was pretty revolutionary for the time, seeing some truly unique features to it. However, the public seemed to not see the innovation the Dreamcast would have, as not even a year after release in the States, the PlayStation 2 was released. The Dreamcast couldn't even break 10 million units sold. It still had innovative hardware that was ultimately surpassed by the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2, during its entire cycle, would sell a whopping 158 million units, and along with the Xbox, would change console gaming forever. A launch title for the Dreamcast in the States, Sonic Adventure would receive critical acclaim and be generally praised, with some calling it a worthy competitor to Super Mario 64. However, due to being Sega's second console bomb in a row, the Dreamcast would be discontinued in 2001, and Sonic Adventure would sort of fade away. Fast forward to the summer of 2003, and you would think hell had frozen over. For the first time ever, a Sonic game would release on a Nintendo console, the Nintendo GameCube. Instead of making consoles, Sega would continue to publish video games, and a whole new, albeit still small set of eyes, would be put onto Sonic Adventure, the very first 3D Sonic game.
Okay. Well, there we go. Oh, Jesus. I'm up here now.
Ah, the classics. They hit a little bit differently when you don't have any emotional attachment to them. Sonic Adventure is fine.
Oh, I wonder if he's okay.
The game is separated into 6 different stories, each very differing in quality. But Sonic is a star here, so let's go over him first. Actually, before that, I think that it is worth noting that I played the GameCube version of this game. And I mean the GameCube version. I didn't do the Steam port, I didn't do any of that. No, honest to God, GameCube. And boy, oh boy, this game is a mess. A buggy, annoying mess. First off, the detection and inability to run quickly sure is great. I love running down like a ramp or something and just stopping in my tracks. The camera itself is one of the worst things I've ever dealt with, constantly fighting you on which way to go, and at times completely messing with your perception to how far objects actually are. As far as the Sonic stages go, though, they're fine. I don't know, man. It's nothing too special. That is, when I played the stages, the amount of time I spent lost in the hub world is also an issue. I hate hub worlds, period. All of them. They suck. Unless it's like an open world type of scenario. But in this game, it is nothing. It truly doesn't need to be there. Other than for the Chao Garden, which I didn't explore at all because I have so many games left. If there wasn't a hub world, I honestly think the game would flow a lot better. It takes a while to even just navigate through it, but that also could very well just be a me thing. If you like the hub world, more power to you, but I personally just never have in any game. Sonic's level designs are fairly simple, and actually what I would consider pretty easy. It's a kid's game, I didn't expect it to be hard. There was only one stage the entire time that ever gave me any trouble. But overall, I think the Sonic stages are the feel of what all 3D Sonic games would try and innovate on for the next however many games there are. I mean, I really don't have that much to say about this game other than that it's fine. Sonic stages were decent, and that's really it. Tails is with Sonic the entire time. So when you play Tails' stages, how can they differ? Oh, here's the thing, they don't, other than one. No, Tails' gimmick is that he races Sonic to the end of the stage. Except these were never races. Sonic is actually trying to do shit, but Tails is over here racing him instead of helping out. Tails is a fucking maniac here. Help, for the love of God. Tails' 5 stages are really boring, seeing as you've already played them. They're just repurposed races. The races aren't even hard. Tails can fly, Sonic can run, and with the game's piss-poor detection, runs into walls super easily. So beating Sonic is not a challenge at all. The only semi-challenging aspect of Tails is the final race with Eggman. But if you don't beat it on your first try, you'll probably end up beating it on your second or third. This stuff isn't that hard. The only thing really here, and this is just a me issue, at the end of Tails' story during his race with Eggman, Eggman has no problem nuking himself along with all of Station Square. Alright, let's chill out there, Robert Oppenheimer. The only reason he doesn't succeed is because the nuke is a dud, and the only person ever to experience any of this is Tails. I think Tails is insane. He's a madman who needs to be locked up.
Station Square saved from a life-threatening missile attack. The city has awarded its famed prize to the boy who saved Station Square.
First off, that's a fox. Out of everything from SA1 to 2, how is this the only thing they really continue? Knuckles' levels are a little different than everyone else's. Instead of going for a goal at the end, you have to go and find 3 different pieces of the Master Emerald. It's never really difficult until you get to this stupid forest. Where am I actually going? I am lost. Sometimes I had a harder time finding the people to talk to than the actual level itself. Like, what is this mess? Otherwise, I mean, Knuckles is whatever, like a lot of this game. It's at least different, but again, it's nothing special. I think what I can say about all of this is it all gets improved on in Adventure 2, but we will get there. Nothing was ever a challenge, and boss fights with Knuckles are especially easier due to his punching ability. Just spam B and you win, like it's that easy. Most of the time you won't even take damage. Like everyone else, Knuckles has a certain amount of levels where you do the same thing over and over again, and it never gets hard. I do like Knuckles, I like his vibe, he's just a goofy little guy. After beating the shit out of Chaos, Knuckles finally has the Master Emerald again. He'll never lose that thing again because he is the greatest protector of all time.
Oh no!
I don't want to talk about the next one. Well, it's fine. Like, if we could all just collectively agree that this never happened, I would be pretty happy. No. Yes, fine. Fine. Okay, fine. Big the Cat levels are the worst thing I've ever played. I mean this with hyperbole. Like, I see this big stupid cat in my nightmares now. This stupid thing is my sleep paralysis demon. So when it comes to Big the Cat, his story begins with his frog named Froggy going missing. And it's up to Big to fish him out of bodies of water in every fucking level. Yes, you heard me right. You have to fish him out. I'm sure everyone watching has played this stupid game or at least knows about this part. Sega has a nice little history of making fishing games with Sega Bass Fishing, but that doesn't play like this at all. The levels are the same, so it's really easy, right? No! Why would it be? The first level of Big the Cat took me a half hour. A half hour of listening to his stupid song loop while I hear Big the Cat voice lines every time I get a hit. Froggy? This is awful.
Something's fighting!
Something's
fighting!
We didn't get it. Awesome. Don't shake your head. I don't want to be. I die. What fun? What the fuck is happening?
This is making me sick to my stomach.
I'll save you! Don't worry, Pally!
No! You suck!
Froggy, where are you? Something's fighting! Something's fighting! Something's fighting!
But don't worry, I'm not getting a hit from Froggy. No, that would be too easy. Instead, all of these stupid fish around are interested in my line. But not the frog I need to catch. Every time this frog didn't bite, I thought I was doing something wrong. But guess what? The times he did hit, I changed nothing. I have never played something so stupid, so annoying in my life. Why does Big talk like this? Why is he the most annoying character ever made? Like, please, you stupid fucking cat, shut up! After finally beating the first level, I ran through the next 4 with ease. After getting the power-ups hidden around the overworld, it becomes so much easier. It is fucking ridiculous. Like, holy shit. Why is the first level impossible? You play his boring fucking boss, right? You win, and then you sit there, contemplating if any of this is even worth it. After taking some time to process playing this garbage, I confidently say that this is the least amount of fun I have ever had playing a video game. It's just absolute garbage that should have just been cut. I wish I was there during the inception of this character so I could witness just what the hell these coked out developers were thinking. It's like a developer snorted some coke off of Sonic the Hedgehog's ass and then went, what if we had a big purple cat fish a frog? And everyone just fucking applauded. This has to be some sick and twisted joke. Like someone really thought fishing levels were a good idea. I am so fucking angry just thinking back on this experience. It feels like Big the Cat burned down my house and killed everyone I ever loved. Congratulations, Big. You are my least favorite character in media ever. You stupid, annoying fuck. Okay. I think the next story is Gamma's, and what a breath of fresh air this is. It was just so mindless, I just kept spamming the button to shoot things, and I ended up breezing right through it. So the gimmick here is that Gamma is on a timer. All of his levels are time trials, and you get more time by blowing stuff up. But don't worry, the time trial part really only comes into play in the final level, where you actually have some platforming to do. It's honestly pretty fun stuff, and what I would call a highlight of this game. Plus, Gamma's story is actually pretty neat. Amy's is the final story, and it's like 3 or 4 levels. The gimmick here is that a giant robot is chasing you constantly throughout the level. Eat your heart out, Mr. X. It's pretty neat, but at this point, I just kind of wanted everything to end. Amy has the distinct privilege of being the first canonical thing and the last in the overarching story of the game. The level design is nothing to get googly eyes at, but her big jump ability with the hammer is actually a lot of fun and pretty cool. Now let's talk about the grand finale. I've been dying to talk about the grand finale all day. The end of the game made me believe in this franchise again. We were so up and so down all at the same time. After getting a little worried that this venture might not be worth it through the entirety of this game, the final boss made up for it. Chaos gets big, like really big, and it is up to Super Sonic to stop him. Okay, so I would be lying if I said this final fight was genuinely fun to play, but the atmosphere, the scope, everything made this just a giant spectacle, and I loved it. All the fight itself is just going as fast as you can, and then when you go really fast, you do some damage. You have a finite amount of rings, and you need to maintain those to keep going, or else Sonic dies and drowns. You can't have that. When Open Your Heart starts, something in me changed. I enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun. Sure, I failed a couple times, but hey, not entirely my fault. The detection sucks sometimes. And at around 2 a.m. on some random August night, I had completed Sonic Adventure 1. And wow. Overall, Sonic Adventure is a mixed bag. A lot of uninspired copy-paste levels occupy a lot of the other characters. A terrible detection system, and a game that is clearly dated. Is it the so-called competitor that some outlets claimed it as? Absolutely not. There are fun elements. As cringe as the cutscenes can be, it's still quite fun to have a full-blown, overarching story in this game. I think by the end of the Sonic section, the platforming becomes a lot better, and honestly more enjoyable. A lot of the gravity-changing stuff is actually quite cool at the end of this story. The boss fights are whatever, as is a lot of the actual core game itself. but you definitely get your money's worth from this game, and there is honestly a lot for a kid to do in this game. It's not the most intuitive, but honestly it's a pretty fun time. The two polar opposites are the finale and the Big the Cat levels. As Big is some of the worst stuff I have ever put myself to, but the spectacle of the finale I enjoyed quite a bit. Overall, Sonic Adventure is pretty alright. I'm gonna give it a solid out of 10. You know, that one noise you make when you're pleasantly surprised by something? Yeah, that one. I think the biggest compliment I can give to all the 3D Sonic games that do this, but a lot of the earlier ones, is that they are nothing like 3D Mario. Mario games work in a setting that is an open field or a pachinko machine, and you have to find the stars around the level. Sonic is linear. You start at a certain point and end at a certain point. Yes, there are little things you can find along the way, but none of it is imperative to get to the end of the level. You just kind of go, and boy oh boy do these levels take a minute. Right. So the game is split into the hero story and backstory. The difference in the stories is nothing really. I mean, other than like actual plot significance, unlike the first game. But Sonic and Shadow do the same normal 3D Sonic platforming that's in Sonic Adventure 1, except holy shit, you're allowed to go fast! It's one of the most groundbreaking things a Sonic game could do, move semi-quickly throughout the level. Eggman and Tails take the Gamma Roll, but instead these levels and the enemies are a lot harder to navigate through. Unlike the first game, you can't just spam B and move forward within a minute. It takes actual brain power to perform this, and that isn't a slight at Sonic Adventure 1, it's just different. More in line and in tune with the rest of the game. Knuckles is back doing Knuckles things, once again finding emerald shards and digging them up, and his dark counterpart is... oh my... is that PG? How do I look? Do you think you think she might be watching this? Because I might be in love. This is Rouge. She's female Knuckles in this game, and their levels play the same. But my god, did they go all out on this design. Ranked as the hottest Sonic character by a source I completely trust.
Hottest Sonic the Hedgehog female character. Rouge the Bat.
Rouge levels are whatever. I mean, the cool part is, yes, if you've played one part, you've played the other. But this game is way more story-driven than the last. Instead of picking between Sonic and his cohorts at the beginning of the game, you pick between either the hero or Dark at the start, and this just does a great thing for the pacing of the game. Instead of just blowing through all of the Sonic levels first and then having no more for the rest of your experience, you bounce between the 3 different playable characters, making it a much more balanced experience. This also helps with the overall enjoyment levels, because binging all the Tails or Knuckles levels could be very mind-numbing. Here, you get a chance to maybe miss them. Also, the hub world is gone. Praise God himself, meaning you play a level, get a cutscene, get to engage in a story, and repeat until the end. It's not like playing a 3D Mario game. Games that most of the time have hub worlds lack a story and want people to explore the levels. It is actually commendable that this game takes such a swing in the opposite direction. And not only takes a big swing, but succeeds. It's not Mario, it's not trying to be Mario. Sonic Extreme looked like a Sonic version of Mario 64. And not only was that version scrapped, but 3D Sonic wouldn't get to that until it tried to reinvent itself. But that's a long time from now. Sonic Adventure 2 is the best Sonic game since Sonic CD. It's so much more polished than Sonic Adventure 1 that it is honestly impressive. It was one of my first thoughts when playing the first level, City Escape.
Go so fast. Bro, it feels so good to not have the camera fight you every 30 seconds.
Now let's ignore my snarky tone here. When pointing it out, I kind of hate that I was even like that, but it is so much better than the first game in that regard. The first game has a certain charm to it, but this game has that same charm and just polished up a bit. It is no wonder kids fell in love with this game when they played it. A story that, yes, is kind of insane, but a story that really stuck with a lot of people. Now, I'm not about to analyze the Sonic Adventure 2 story, because that seems wasteful and also fucking insane, but I appreciate the level of heart and emotion that was brought into the story. The people working on it clearly cared and wanted others to care. It told a pretty mature story about loss, chasing greatness, and revenge, and it's honestly shocking how kind of conceptually good The plot is in my Sonic game. Every single thing the first game achieved, this one blows out of the water. The plot is better, the cutscenes are better, the gameplay is better, the pacing is better, the music is better. It is so easy to see why this is such a beloved game. It's fun to play, it's engaging, the Chows are in it. Yes, the Chao Garden returns in Sonic Adventure 2, and I punted them a couple times, but I'm sure if I was 10, I would also neglect this. It's just not for me. It's for someone sitting on the couch next to me, but it's just not for me. I kind of love this game. So why did I get so angry at it?
Twice. Oh, it's hit. Why? Mostly exception. No, I'm not fucking good. And then it'll always hit. Okay, well, that's bullshit. What am I supposed to fucking do? What, like, actually, what am I supposed to fucking do right there? Oh my fucking god, you're not fucking serious right now. I've never played an easier game for children ever. I fucking phased through the world. Oh! No fucking way! What? Why did they put that there? God, fucking stupid fucking game!
So if you remember from 10 minutes ago, I know, really testing you here, I said,
it's a kid's game, I didn't expect it to be hard.
But that's kind of insulting. What even is a kid's game? You could argue Doodle Jump is a kid's game, or the Sonic Leapfrog game is a kid's game. But why should a platformer be in the same conversation as a fucking leapfrog? It's something I actually stated multiple times throughout this playthrough, questioning at how a kid could beat this. It's a challenging game, and there's nothing wrong with that. The final level of this game is a pain in the ass, but it does something that I love. It combines literally everything you have learned throughout the game, changing between all the characters and really wanting you to use literally everything you've learned to complete the level. It is the climax of the overall game, and in practice, it works. The level is just long. Actually, every level in this game is pretty long, making that game over that much worse. Now, occasionally I failed at the game because the detection can still be an issue sometimes. You have to be way more precise than others, and not being able to homing attack onto rails makes it a bit of a challenge. But it isn't anything that should bring into question difficulty in relation to a kid's game. Sonic games get much more babyfied, that like this complaint doesn't even make sense. I have the actual look at what happens when you make a kid's game version of Sonic, and it is the most lifeless piece of shit I've ever played. But we'll get there. Like, I think it's important for kids to experience bullshit platformers like this. That's the true beauty of not only the 3D Sonic games, but all of them. They're bullshit. Such bullshit. I wouldn't classify Sonic Adventure 2 as a kid's game. It's a mascot made for children, but it is the farthest thing from a kid's game. The same way Crash wouldn't be a kid's game. Crash is the most brutal bullshit I can think of for the genre, and Sonic Adventure 2 kind of gives me Crash vibes. Getting chased by a boulder? Check. Bosses that make me want to pour bleach all over my eyes so they burn out? Check. Overall, just not a good time, but a good game? Check! Despite my own misgivings about Sonic Adventure 2, to the point that I am just so mad during it, I can reflect and say, yeah, this game is pretty amazing. Now, were my circumstances different than most? Yes. I was being recorded trying to beat the game in a weekend while my two best friends heckled me.
You know you can press the A button twice, right?
It was a little maddening. Now, yes, is the heckling a bit much? Absolutely. But honestly, without the camaraderie of them, I would genuinely have never beaten or played this game. And I feel like I would be missing out on something just because this mascot was a blue rodent and not some Italian plumber in a red hat. This game is sometimes brutally difficult for a first-time player. It is not the most intuitive, and with the sometimes sparse amount of checkpoints, you could lose like 20 minutes with the game over. Like, after the beginning stages, I generally struggled with a lot of the game, and I would say it is a challenging time, but something that I think people should play. This game is so hard where I can't even imagine a small child beating the Bio Lizard.
Lose my fucking shit when I was younger. It's just a Bio Lizard.
I didn't know it yet, but this lizard would become the bane of my existence.
The prototype of the ultimate life form. Okay. No! Mostly bad. Why? Why does that? No! I think you're dead. No! I'm so... I just got eaten. No! Oh, are you fucking me? No! I don't know how. No! I want to say... No! Are you fucking kidding? I believe. Oh, they're on the other side.
But I think this guy's a lost cause.
Come on. Nice. Plan worked like a charm. Plan, get as close as I can, lose the ring, use iframes. Use the iframes and go.
Let's rip the big lizard-shaped band-aid right off. This fight sucks. It is so annoyingly difficult that by the time I finished it, I didn't feel relieved and happy that I finished. I was apathetic. The Bio-Lizard single-handedly ruined my night, and I don't know if anything could really help me. Oh, fuck yeah. This ending is so fucking cool. Just take everything I said about the Chaos fight from Adventure 1 and multiply it by like 10. The spectacle, the music, the atmosphere, I mean, this shit is pretty perfect. The fight is also a real fight, having to dodge certain meteor-like things and find the big pimple on this lizard. It's not a hard fight, thank God, after the Bio-Lizard, but like the Chaos fight, it is very enjoyable. It is a good time. It's fun to end the game on such a spectacle with the sacrifice of Shadow. Like, Sonic Team not only made a good game, but an engaging story to go with it. Hats off to them. Sonic Adventure 2 is by far the best one, which, man, that sure is good knowing I only have like 12 more of these games to go. This is the formula for what 3D Sonic should be. Pretty cool that, like Mario, they didn't have to mess with the formula and basically achieve what they wanted first try. Maybe it's because I had someone in my ear who this is like their favorite game of all time, and that swayed my opinion.
Give me your best King Boom Boo. That was pretty dog shit. I want to hear yours. Dude, is King Boom Boo in the room with us right now? I pride myself in the King Boom Boo impression. I really do.
Maybe I'm not even telling a Sonic retrospective. I mean, my relationship with Sonic, it's dictated by these two people in my ear.
Well, no, you could, but it makes Nathan look like a fucking douchebag. It's not that hard, buddy. It is. You make it very easy for yourself, buddy. That's my point. That's my secret, Cap. I'm always a douchebag. I'm just a douchebag.
Who this is what they grew up on. Maybe instead of focusing on how I felt about these games as a first-time player, maybe I need to look at how these two view a character who basically represented their childhood and how their relationship with the media changed over like 20 years.
That's me if this video recording ever gets leaked. What? I'm Gerald Robotnik. I'm in fucking high security prison. Is there anything else you want to say? I meant every bit of the pegging conversation. One of the greatest scientific minds.
Yeah, right. But I genuinely think this game is fairly remarkable. Sonic Adventure 2 gets a nice glass of bourbon out of 10, because this is a manly game made for men. A game that will really put hair on your chest, you know? And this is completely unrelated, but I love how all of the resolution takes place during the credits. Let's not waste any time with another cutscene, just kill two birds with one stone. That's the kind of innovative storytelling I play Sonic games for. Shadow sucks.
Stupid humans.
So boring, so devoid of life. Genuinely, it is such a strange game. Up to this point, it is definitely the game I have enjoyed playing the least. It doesn't have the level design or charm of Adventure 1 or 2. It's a chore simulator, a game where they expect you to play every single path, do every single little thing to unlock the final boss. Now, this isn't uncommon for these Sonic games. Heroes is also an offender of this. It's just a bland and frankly uninspired way of creating a game. Like, yes, you can say making a game linear like Adventure 1 or 2 is also uninspired. It's bland. It lacks what made the original Sonic games truly generational.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks! Thanks!
Thank you, I'll be here all night. But the level design of those games were intricate, minus the tail stuff in the first game, and big. Okay, the Sonic levels were intricate. The Shadow levels in Adventure 2 were intricate. It's just so lazy to play the same level like 4 different times to accomplish some different chore. It would be even better if the game worked half the time. Now, I will preface that I was perhaps not in the best mood during my time with the game. Every level you play as Shadow, you kind of just do whatever someone from Team Sonic or Team Dark says, and that's that. Oh, and Black Doom. All hail Black Doom, I guess. Also, holy shit, Shadow has a fucking gun. Alright, who made this game badass? That's getting cut. But like, the combat isn't fun. The levels aren't fun, other than that one level where I attempted to make friends with the president. But this game is honestly nothing. Like, so devoid of what I liked about the first 2 games that it is honestly a disappointment. Also, like, this was one of the games that on the couch in the moment felt more like an obligation than something we were doing for fun. And I fought back too. I mean, this isn't mainline Sonic, is it? Like, he's fucking dead in the opening cinematic. This game, it doesn't feel like a swing at all. It feels like you struck out looking, just thinking you could make anything with the cool dark variant of the main character. It's just lame, like another version of a beloved character. Boom! Got him! Let's go. It's taking the worst part of Heroes, stretching it out to be an entire game, and it makes it feel like nothing. The multiple endings, I guess, is cool until you realize you have to beat all the stories to play the actual final boss, in which case you have to sit there and wait around for 10 minutes to get a voice line that says whether this is the real Shadow from SA2 or just some clone. Pretty big plot significance to unlock at the 10-minute mark of your retreaded Chaos fight. Honestly, this is the worst one yet, because other than hugging President, there's nothing entertaining about this game. It's not even like funny jank, it's just boring, and the entire experience felt like when you're a kid and your mom busts into your room and tells you to clean your room. This shit is lame. A glorified chore sim that never once filled me with joy that the first 2 games did. Shadow the Hedgehog gets a why did I even play this out of 10. This was a filler episode before the good stuff.
Where's your costume? You can't even tell it's Nathan. It's just some random guy.
What goes up must come down, yet my feet don't touch the ground. See the world spinning upside down, a mighty crash without a sound.
Sonic Heroes is a clunky mess. A game that chooses to work when it wants to, a game that is so drawn out, it's a little insane, a game that makes you play every single level 4 separate times, a game that fundamentally should work. And for a lot of people, it didn't. But it is a game I love.
Like, I'm genuinely shocked at, like, kind of how much I enjoyed this experience. Yeah, me too.
It's a game where the experience and the atmosphere in which I played it made me enjoy it more. It's a game where when playing it, I felt broken and upset, but looking back on and reflecting, it might have been my favorite one. Let's start with this. Here you see 3 studs sitting on a futon in the world's tiniest room, all dripped out in onesies featuring everyone's 3 favorite characters. All 3 of us on this couch live in different states. We have to travel to meet, and every time we do, we have played one of the Sonic games you have seen in this video. Whether OBS was up or not, this is probably what we would be doing. Hanging out on a futon, playing some video game from our childhood. So Sonic Heroes is split up into 4 different stories, or teams in this case. Team Sonic, Team Dark, Team Chaotix, and Team Rose. Oh my God, it's him! Oh my God, it's him! It's Big! God, I was starting to miss his face. After playing Shadow, and him not really being in Sonic Adventure 2, Big is back, and man, this just feels like home. The thing is, each team plays the same level, with almost 0 differences. Team Sonic is the equivalent of a normal mode, Team Dark is the hard mode, Team Rose is baby mode, and Team Chaotix is, chore mode. I guess the devs loved what they cooked up so much with Team Chaotix, they had to make an entire fucking game about doing meaningless chores. So because I saw the writing on the wall, and knew my mental health would hit critical levels if I did this on my own, I divvied up the work. Jacob would be playing Team Dark as our seasoned Sonic vet, and Nathan would play Team Rose, with all of us splitting up our chores evenly.
Oh my God. Did he just... Cream just obliterated him. I can't even tell you what just happened.
He had like 100 health, and then it went down to 0. In a second. Oh, he's he's done. Well, someone just got sole ownership of Team Chaotix. Have fun, fucker. So now with all the work divided amongst ourselves, we set out. This game has the privilege of being the only one I had played a bit before beginning this journey, and one of the only ones Jacob had not beaten as a kid. The story to Sonic Heroes is, I don't know, actually. I think Eggman is making robots out of animals again. That seems like a pretty safe guess. Sonic Heroes strips back the heavy narrative focus of both adventure games, and even Shadow to a lesser degree, and instead tells a very simple story, akin to the 2D games on the Genesis. And the only reason I make even the slightest deal out of this is because I don't know if I like this. On one hand, it makes the game a more casual pick-up-and-play type of game. Probably saves money in a production aspect, so like that makes sense, but also it kind of takes away what I really found interesting about the stark contrast of 3D Sonic and 3D Mario. It takes an identity it had built up, and it kind of stinks. But I mean, I would be lying if the Sonic plots were Casablanca. But they were something unique and interesting, and at least one of them was semi-good from a conceptual standpoint. So starting off, the big gimmick here is that every team has 3 archetypes of characters. Speedman, Flyer,
They fly now!
and Big Muscle Man. In Team Sonic, I think if you've gotten to this point, it's pretty easy to tell who is who, but throughout the level you can build up something called a Team Blast, which just wipes out every enemy on screen. This will be important later, and each character can level up depending on how much they do, how many rings they collect, enemies they kill. Every team gets the same level up, but it's something different and honestly fits the gameplay. I will say though, I was caught off guard by the very basic RPG element in my Sonic game. It's been like probably 20 years since I've played this game, so give me a break. So right off the bat, it is pretty apparent that this game is not the best. As in, like, sometimes things just don't work. But that is a very Sonic thing. I would actually be scared if a Sonic game worked at this point. This one, though, works a little less. If Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2 had bad detection, then Sonic Heroes is something else. The game is very buggy, but at this point that just feels like part of the charm. It's either that or all of Sonic is a psyop, so I'm going with the charm thing. But like, these levels all play the same. Enemies might change from Sonic to Dark, but they're like the same exact level. They don't change except mainly for difficulty. It is even more copy-paste than like Sonic Adventure 1 is. There is no hub world, so it's just level after level. Unless you want to switch teams, you just go back to the main menu. With no story to speak of, there is no real pace to speak of. It's so much more of a pick-up-and-play game, a very casual experience that you could pick up, forget you own, and come back to it in like a year. And then, you turn 10, and Sonic is no longer cool in your eyes, so you never beat the game, or even one story. Sorry to deflect on you. The only big thing about this was we were on a timer to complete this game. Every game we played together, we had a weekend to beat it, and beating it in a weekend was really no problem. This, though, was the longest game we had played up to this point, because I was so stubborn in every story being completed for the experience, because that's what Sonic Heroes is. It's copy and paste. Since we also don't just sit in front of a TV and have other obligations and things to do while we're together, this was going to be our hardest task to date. This was a tad successful though. We rushed through what we could in the first night, which was just a handful of Team Sonic levels, Team Dark levels, and what felt like a third of Team Rose. The second day, we had plans throughout the day, so once again, we rushed through what we could, and in the process, Team Rose was completed. And after a long day that involved no Sonic, we returned back and descended on the couch late at night, and I mean, we just went for whatever we could. So this was 5 hours long of just mindlessly going through all the different teams, acting like a fresh set of thumbs would even do anything. I could sense the madness taking over us. To continue to try and stay ahead and get on pace, Nathan took the controller and began Team Chaotix. And he was going through it when we ran into this.
Oh my god.
This is fucking stupid.
That was amazing.
Oh, Vector the GOAT.
Something holy. Something to save us from watching the same boss fight for a 4th time, and eventually, Eggman just exploded. Spirits were relatively high going into the final day, thinking about what we had left wasn't too much, and that maybe, somehow, we were ahead of schedule. Oh, also, Jacob conquered his past, something catharsism.
No, I did not. I said I was better when I was a child. I'm worse now. No.
Sonic Hero.
With 24 hours left to beat Sonic Heroes, we were feeling good. Once again, we had quite a busy day ahead of us, but that wasn't until later in the night. So we had plenty of time to beat this damn game, and it was going good until Hung Castle.
Fucking trying to fuck with me. What? God forbid you use fucking Shadow for this shit, dude. God fucking forbid. Fuck. Oh, that's cool. That just fucking killed me. There is no fucking way.
Not the stage itself. The stage itself was the usual Sonic platforming that I have come accustomed to. I mean, it was bullshit, but that's a given at this point. The more I played Sonic Heroes, though, the more I came to enjoy the jank. It was, dare I say, charming, but the level itself was the usual affair. Afterwards, there's this level where it's just waves upon waves, and at the time, we didn't think of it when Nathan cleared it with Team Rose because it looked pretty simple. Fools. Young, naive fools. This section was painfully difficult. One of my biggest takeaways from the ending section through the 3 difficulty teams is that the difference between the normal and easy might as well be galaxies apart. Team Rose really is something that many can just breeze through, whereas with Team Sonic and Team Dark, you are fighting for your life throughout every level. The GameCube era of Sonic games is brutal for first-time players of these games. Even if you've played other Sonic games, playing a different game like Adventure 2 and then going to Heroes can still be a challenge. These games revel in bullying new players with bullshit mechanics and bullshit enemies, and once again, I kind of love it. I mean, in the moment, it can be a lot, but I do love Crash Bandicoot, and this is no different than that. But playing this game is the closest I've ever been to wanting to book a flight to just jump out of the plane when we reach our apex. It's a similar feeling I get when I play Crash, and I don't know if Sonic's going for Crash all the time, but that is the genuine feeling I have when playing this game. That was a really long-winded way to tell you we struggled with this portion for well over an hour and a half, but there was something to it, you know, something raw about it all. The strategy being used throughout, having to use just about everything we have learned to beat this one section. I mean, this is what is so beautiful about platformers. But that took a while, and all of a sudden our previous plans had to come. So with only a Chaotix level, 1 Team Sonic level, and 2 Team Dark levels left, we went to an American classic, Top Golf. Nothing like seeing friends I haven't seen in forever. There was just one problem. I opened the Top Golf screen and I was greeted by a blue hedgehog. Everywhere I went, I saw his face, almost taunting me about my inability to beat a game designated for everyone. For everyone, my ass. It's for fucking masochists. That's who it's for. And lucky for that damn game, I'm the biggest masochist of them all.
This is your fault.
I had to quickly shove Sonic to the side and focus on the important stuff, like my friends in front of me, who were probably scared that I was so angry after seeing a beloved idol from the 90s. Shit, maybe the story isn't about me. We returned from our night, slightly drunk and ready to take on the world. I mean, with a combined 5 levels left, it should take no time at all. Just play the montage already.
That's fucking bullshit. I am trying to catch up, you fucker. I almost just ran out of here. No! No! Fuck! Are you kidding me? Damn it! Are you fucking me? Yeah, that's what their boxes. Now you're done. Okay. Ah! No!
7 minutes down the fucking drain, dude.
I know. There's no way it first came out. No, probably not.
Where's that going?
Oh, it's just on all of them. Are you for real?
What the fuck?
Why are you making a hard mode that you are required to beat to get the final fucking boss?
I think it's sick.
Oh god, dude, I'm trying to get away. Why did I get like fucking
5 levels, this felt like an eternity, mainly because it was. Each level more brutally difficult than the last, each one more unforgiving than anything we had played up to this point. And as we struggled more and more, the hours kept ticking. 9 hours became 8, 8 became 7, 7 became 6. Our moods slowly deteriorating, our determination dwindling, more and more sleep deprived, each death, each game over. I don't know how 4 levels takes 5 hours in any game.
Well, that was my guess.
Ryan, you want me to try Sonic?
Yeah, man. I was checked out. Mentally, I couldn't do it anymore. It was probably 1 in the morning. I was tired, annoyed, maybe contemplating that this entire project, this idea I had 2 years ago, it wasn't worth it. But with a little help from my friends, the level was completed, and I wasn't there to see the apathetic triumph. I had left the room, given up. accepted that I didn't care enough to see it through. But when you're at your lowest, 5 hours deep into something that you thought would take 2 hours tops, well, it's your friends who bring you back.
I just want to go to bed, dude. That's it?
God. They had done it, beaten both the levels we had struggled for over 2 hours to beat. It brought me back to face the final boss, and after initial struggles, we both crushed it. It was done. All that was left was to face Metal Sonic and go the hell to bed.
There's just one problem.
Get 7 Chaos Emeralds?
Please no. Please no, please no, please no, please no, please no, please no, please no.
No way.
Please,
no way.
Please don't be a mission. Please don't be a mission.
We're about to have a
no
legendary crash out.
I guarantee you. Wait, no. Oh, thank God. No. You know what that means?
Bonus stages!
The bonus stages.
Oh my god. We're shadowing it. We're shadowing it. I don't fucking care. I think Omochao needs to be drawn and quartered.
There is 0 way right now.
Dude, I absolutely fucking blew through one of those bonus stages and did not see a goddamn emerald.
We did one.
You need to get the key from the Act 2 of each zone. If you get hit, you will lose the key. It is recommendable to use Team Rose since it's basically the game's easy mode.
Yeah, we can do that in like 30 minutes. Play through all the rows.
And when you look at that, we beat the game. Wow! After facing a slight inconvenience, we breezed through the final level with ease, and at almost 3 a.m., 6 months ago, we beat Sonic Heroes. And I could not do this without the 2 people sitting next to me, because this game is not great. It's a buggy mess, even more so than Adventure 1. Half the time it didn't even work. The game can sometimes be really annoying to play, and a lot of the extra stuff, the level ups and Team Blast, don't really matter until the end. The game almost feels like a stripped away version of the Adventure series, not entirely committing to the highly story driven plot, but still wanting to have its cake and eat it too. The team mechanic is not bad and a fun gimmick, but I cannot stress that most of the time this game is clunky, doesn't work, doesn't commit to the gimmicks like the level up as much as I would really prefer. It is so copy and paste that it would genuinely suck to play all in one weekend like this. However, despite its flaws, and my god are there a lot of flaws, I kind of love this game. But a lot of that comes from a place of how I experienced it. We have been doing this for 2 years, and as far as a shared journey goes, this one feels like the most shared. Overall though, how do you rate a game like this? I mean, it's average I'd say, but there's some strange joy I had while going through it. So, Sonic Heroes gets a friendship out of 10. Thank God it's over. The humble beginnings of the Blue Blur's escapades into 3D. 3D Sonic is not polished. It's really jank. A lot of the time you'll be scratching your head, wondering what went wrong, only to do the same thing again, and it just works because it's magical like that. However, all bits aside, these games, Adventure to Heroes, are charming. They're not the most well-constructed or polished compared to their direct competitors, but I can't help but be amazed at what happens in these games. 3D Sonic isn't perfect. It wasn't even almost perfect like the title might suggest, but it's fun, it's different, and sometimes I really just want to play a solid 6 or 7 out of 10 game. A game that isn't someone's magnum opus, that isn't riddled with microtransactions, a game that isn't making me go to a very specific way to tell a very specific story. They're games that today I wouldn't say hold up the best, but they're games that going back to 5, 10, 20 years later become a fun experience. 3D Sonic was never perfect. I'm not the first or will be the last to tell you, but they're the perfect couch co-op game. Looking around YouTube, you would see that. They're perfect because they aren't like the most irritating or needing of 100% focus. They're the perfect game to pick up and play and sit on a futon in some tiny room with 2 of your best friends as you for some reason in your 20s decided that this is what you needed to do with your life. I'm tired of being in a landscape that constantly wants to look at the peaks of what the genre can look like. Sometimes all I want is to sit down, have some beers, and play a 6 out of 10. 3D Sonic so far isn't as bad as people say. It isn't some cursed genre. They're games that have flaws that are just multiplied because the competitors are near perfect examples of what the peaks of a platformer is. So honestly, I'll say it. 3D Sonic is good. I like it. No, hell, I love it.
Though spirits may be high, and there's this warm, optimistic feeling right now, I think we both know the worst is yet to come.
Who said that?